We're touring a Titan missile base with Dave. When was this built?
They started building it in 1960. It took 29 months to build. When I was 19 was my first day at work down here in the missile silo. I was the electronic technician here. BMAT, Ballistic Missile Analyst Technician. It was our job to make sure this thing launched.
My name is Sterling, and I am on location. We're on location near Tucson, Arizona at what used to be a top-secret Cold War-era missile silo for an exclusive guided tour, including access to some restricted areas. You won't want to miss this. We're taking the freight elevator down. It's going to be pretty neat. We've got a lot of little tools on it, just to move heavy stuff as we descend into the Titan missile base. What's the name of this base?
That was the loud part.
Okay, I don't think that's its name. You just got edited.
No, 571st-7.
Oh, that's a pretty creative name. 571st-7.
Just by the numbers.
All right. When was this built?
They started building it in 1960.
All right.
It took 29 months to build. They built it kind of on the fly. And they built all 54 in just 36 months.
Yeah.
5,000 people working in each of the three stints. All right, now watch your head. This thing doesn't stay up.
All right. What was the primary function of these Titan missile bases?
A deterrent.
Deterrent?
We were peace through deterrence. That was our main job. That was our goal.
This is part of the arms race. How many total do we have of these?
54 Titan II missiles.
As a deterrent for other countries to mess with us. Now we do it a different way.
Right, well, most of the stuff is in submarines these days. The way they built it was they dropped the doors and the frames in. They would be too big to put in later.
Yeah.
Welded on a framework of rebar, and then they welded on a 1/4 inch of battleship grade steel around the whole place. Ceilings and floors are 5 feet thick. The top 30 feet of the silo is 8 feet thick of concrete, designed to withstand a near miss. Nothing can withstand a direct hit. A near miss is anything more than a mile.
All right. Well, what's over here?
This is the blast lock area. It's like an airlock. We're going to walk through here and go into the control center.
Let's go check it out.
All right. So this is the short cableway, and it leads into the control center. We're going to do our actual launch, the missile.
All right. Just take a seat. I'm the commander now, right? You have to do what I say?
You're the commander. I'm the deputy.
Oh, look out.
You're going to give me the order to turn the keys.
All right. You prepared to turn the key, Dave?
Yes, sir.
I'm prepared to turn the key. 3, 2, 1.
Hold it. You can let go. Just started World War III. This launch is going to take 58 seconds. We only have 5 minutes lead time before the Soviets drop a bomb on top of us. Silo's soft. The door just opened up upstairs and slid open.
Okay.
Silo's wide open. And then the next light is guidance go. Computer on the missiles talking to the guidance computer.
Firing in the engine.
Fire engines. And when the missile gets to 77% of its full thrust, the 4 explosive bolts that hold it down explode, and the Titan II starts lumbering up out of that silo. The Titan's the first liquid fuel rocket that could be launched from inside a silo.
So basically, I sit here for the next 32 seconds and watch the lights go.
You have buttons down there. You're going to put out all the fires in the silo. We're going to close that door upstairs.
Okay.
That's going to give us 2 to 3 minutes before one lands on us. They gave us 30 days of food and water, but that big gray thing in the corner, that's a blast valve. That's going to close, cut off the air supply. We're going to have about 20 days of air left. 30 days of food, 20 days of air. And we're going to be down here in the dark. There's no electricity.
Oh, really?
Diesel tanks up topside. That's going to get wiped out. And we're going to make a decision in about 20 days. Do we want to just stay here and fall asleep and be entombed forever? Or do we want to go down to the lower level, try to get out this escape hatch, go up our air shaft, see if we can open that grate, because the grate opens out instead of in. If there's a near miss and that's covered over, we're just coming back in here.
But we got to at least try.
It's going to blow a crater 1 mile wide, 500 feet deep, and vaporize anything in it.
And that crater is going to be irradiated for how long?
Thousands of years.
I'm glad we never did this to anybody.
I am too. All we have is the clothes on our backs. We're supposed to walk 20 miles to this mountain, meet up with any other crews that may have survived. And when they built it, there was no town here.
When they built these bases, all 52 of them, they were very far away from every population center.
There were 54. They've all been destroyed but this one. They deactivated them, they took all the missiles out, destroyed all but 14 missiles, and then they blew up the silos. They filled them up with debris.
So this is the only Titan II missile base left in the United States?
Yeah, this is the last one.
Wow. So if you want to see one of these, you have to come here. It's the only one left.
The only way to ever launch this missile is to put the correct combination in. That unlocks the butterfly valves on the oxidizer and the fuel tanks. You need this combination. The base doesn't have it, only the Pentagon has it. And if you try on the 6th try, this thing melts down. You'll only ever get this combination if it's an actual order to launch.
Where do these stairs go?
These are going to take us up to the cruise quarters.
Well, let's go check that out.
All right.
So this is the bedroom for 4?
We had 4 hours to either take a nap, get something to eat up here, or just get away from the tension of the room. 2 people would come at the same time.
So this is the kitchen pantry back there. So these columns support this building inside a dome so that the ground outside can move a foot up and down, side to side, and this building and Dave will be safe inside it, just suspended on the springs. Because everything can move a foot and a half, either up, down, left, right, north, south, and this room will stay put and still function. So what's down here?
This is the equipment bay where all the power and communications come through.
This is where our exit strategy is.
This is where our escape hatch is.
Let's go see where that is.
All right. This is where all our high voltage is, so don't touch anything. We have a 550 horsepower generator out in the silo, which will kick on, but it takes 90 seconds. We can't be without power, not even for a second. So these 28 volt batteries will kick on instantaneously. We can launch the missile on it. We can even open the 760 ton door just on battery power. And then the only other thing down here, besides all the power and the radios, is the escape hatch. You're gonna crawl down this 10-foot tunnel and then up the air shaft. Now this takes 2 people to open. It's gonna take you a couple hours, so. Because this is designed to withstand the 20 megaton blast coming down that air shaft. So this is pretty sturdy, bolted in pretty good.
So this tunnel goes outside. After 20 days, you're running out of air, you're gonna make a choice. Climbing out, climbing up 55 feet, trying to open a grate to see if you can go meet other survivors. It's a choice. We're on our way to the missile silo to check it out. We're walking along this 230-foot long corridor that connects the missile silo with the control station. Between those is 2 6,000-pound doors. Wow. I think they're a lot bigger than people think. A Titan II missile, which not only carried warheads, it also carried some famous people into space.
Neil Armstrong took his first ride into space on a Titan II missile.
This is a Titan II missile, but this is a special missile because all the original ones with warheads, we can't hang out next to them. What's this?
This is the 10th missile off the assembly line. Me and every other BMAT like me spent a year training on this very missile. It comes in 3 pieces, first stage, second stage, and re-entry vehicle. Lower it down with a crane, bolt it all back together. It's made out of copper and aluminum. It's the only time it's ever been produced. It's unweldable, so it's never ever been used again. That's why it's all riveted together. It's 103 feet tall, it's 10 feet in diameter, it weighs 330,000 pounds loaded with fuel. It has 430,000 pounds of thrust. The older missile ran on liquid oxygen, but it boils away at 300 degrees below zero, so you can never keep it pre-fueled. This new fuel, as long as we keep it at 60 degrees in this tube, it'll last forever.
That's not bad. That's a big improvement.
It makes it a great deterrent.
So this is a big stick for don't mess with us. You fire it one time and it's done. It can't be used again.
Not the skin of the missile itself is the tank, and it's pressurized with nitrogen to keep it so it doesn't crumble. This is as thick as a dime, and the first stage is only as thick as a quarter. This is going to go 800 miles into space over the North Pole, 3 times higher than the space station, and then it's going to start falling up to 6,000 miles away and land on its target.
Well, let's go down to the bottom and look.
Okay, yeah, that's the best view. We're going to go down to level 7. Take a look under the missile. We're on level 7 of the silo.
Now, not everyone gets to come down here, right?
No, we're going to take a look at the missile from underneath.
All right. Wow. This thing's so much bigger than you'd think it would be.
So this is the 15-ton thrust mount. It sits on 30-foot tall springs, so the missile itself is isolated and can shake around, move in case of that nearby detonation.
Amazing.
So we're looking under the first stage fuel tank. This is where the butterfly valves would clamp to.
And then, so the cones would be down in here?
Yeah, the two engines would hang down from here. Yeah, it's a big W. That's the blast deflector. There's a tank of water, 100,000 gallons on the other side of that wall. It's going to start shooting out water at 9,000 gallons per minute once you turn those keys. The energy it takes to create the steam is what absorbs all the sound energy, which allows this to be the first missile ever to be launched from inside a silo. They put a concrete batch plant upstairs, and they did a continuous pour. One for the control center, one for the blast lock area, and one for the silo here. But it was spread out over like 100 different companies. So every company would do their own thing, so no one company knew everything.
It's a very military way.
Yeah.
It's easy to keep secrets if you don't know them.
Right, yep.
Man, this is really neat. What's next?
Well, there's the diving board. You can go down there and look down there if you want. Look up, or just, it's like a cave kind of.
I want to check it out personally.
Yep. These were the pump rooms. This is probably the scariest place. This is where the oxidizer and the fuel would be pumped from. Now, the fuel was incredibly toxic. If the oxidizer got on you, it would turn to acid, it would eat right through you. We don't know what it smells like, because if you smelt it, you would die. So when we came out here to check, if we smelled something funny, we were supposed to run back, get this sniffer, and come out and it would sniff for oxidizer. Well, if you already smelt it, it was too late.
Yeah, you smelt it got dealt.
All right, you want to go out on the diving board?
You want to go first, Dave?
No, you want to go?
I'll go first. This door's Dave size. Coming in hot. So no one's probably been down here for what, 20, 30 years?
I haven't been here since 1978, so it's my first time in a while.
We're down in the W underneath the Titan II missile. The W would be flooded full of water when the missile fired. The missile would heat the water and make tons of steam pressure. And it would come up these side tunnels here.
And then with the water, would absorb the sound energy, and the missile would safely fly out of here.
Wow.
So anything you see, even SpaceX these days, any launch is 90% steam, 10% smoke, because they still dump water under those engines.
Well, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Now that we've hit rock bottom,
Yep.
let's go back up and check out some of the stuff on top.
All right, like the generator?
Yeah, let's look at that. Yeah.
All right. You can't be alone anywhere. Control center always has to have one officer and one other person in the control center at all times, and anybody that comes out to the silo has to be two people. One for safety, yeah, but mostly for trust. You know, I'm watching you, you're watching me. The only place where you can be alone is up in the crew's quarters and maybe get away from the tension of that control room for a little bit.
So this generator over here, how much power did it provide?
It's going to give us 480 volts, power the whole complex.
Wow.
It takes 90 seconds to spool up to give us the power, which is 90 seconds too long for our needs.
This diesel generator has a fuel tank upstairs, which will last for about 30 days. But on a near miss scenario, the switch is going to get wiped out. So they'd have about 2 hours.
Hour, two, yeah.
And then lights out. This is a breaker panel, almost just like your house, just a little more wattage, or a lot. Just like the control panel for your electricity at your house, just upsized.
Yeah, you can only run it for so long. If you open up those dampers, you're letting the radiation in.
Yeah.
So,
I appreciate whoever put this tape on this. That place is awesome. I'm so impressed that it's the only one left.
yeah, there's no security up here.
Yeah.
We had two guys travel around in a Jeep or a pickup truck like that. They would only come if we called them. There were no cameras or anything up here.
That's the hatch that you'd climb up to?
That wasn't there, so it was just a shaft with an open grate on the top.
Okay.
That's all there was. But even a bomb that lands out 15 miles away at those mountains out there is going to destroy everything up here except the door. Yeah.
We've learned so much with you, and you know so much about this base. How hard was it to get assigned to a base like this when you did it?
Well, you had a score over a 95 on the entry exam, and then you had your choice of picking any job. I was a kid, I liked rockets. I had no idea it was, sitting in a silo 24 hours on a shift waiting to end the world. But you had to be one of the best and brightest and be able to work under pressure.
and take the tension of the job. And I loved it when I was a kid down here. I bought a house a mile away, and I thought maybe one day I could maybe volunteer over here. And I was retired for 2 weeks, and I love it. I think it's incredible that they've saved one of these. You know, some of us grew up living this.
Yeah.
You know, hiding under our desks and the duck and cover, that whole bit, but never really knew why. People my age, they can actually see the reason we did all that. And then for the younger generation, just the history of knowing what we went through. Don't make the same mistakes, right? I love this place. I love this missile. I always have, and that's basically why I moved here, to be near it.
All right, Dave, thanks for showing us. Let's go find this gift shop, get some water and some snacks.
All right, sounds good.
All right, let's find them.